Hey guys, welcome back. Let's get started and talk about some things that make this thing a killer gaming projector. For one, it's laser. So everything is going to be a lot quicker and a lot snappier on startup. Whenever you're ready to play that game and fire up the console or a PC, this projector is going to fire up a lot quicker than most bulb-based projectors. So you are into the action much quicker. Another thing that makes this projector so great is the two HDMI 2.1 inputs on the back. These support a full 48 gigabit signal, and that means it will do a 8K resolution at 60 frames with HDR or 4K HDR at 120 frames. For most gamers, that 4K 120 is the sweet spot. The more frames per second makes everything come to life. It's a lot smoother and makes everything a lot more intuitive. So let's dive into the best settings to put the laser JVC projectors whenever you are playing on a PC or the new gaming consoles. Alright guys, welcome back. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is obviously make sure that you have your console, right? You need the source going into this projector, whether that be a gaming PC or a gaming rig, or like today we're going to be using the new PlayStation 5. Second thing is you need the HDMI cable to be 48 gigabit. So we are using, for today's example, we're going to be using the Tributaries 48 gigabit cable. This is one of their new HDMI 2.1 rated cables. It's worked super well for us, and if you're looking to future-proof, even if this video doesn't pertain to you exactly, you can still pick up one of these cables and be ahead of the game there. So those are two quick things. Make sure you have the correct source going in. Today's game, we're just going to play a little Fortnite. I haven't played in forever, so it's going to be a little rusty. But it's going to output at 4K, and it's going to be at 120 frames. So we have that all going in. We have the cable. We have the HDMI 2.1 48 gigabit cable. Next, we need to set the projector to the correct settings. We're going to hit the menu button on the JVC projector, and we're actually going to turn off the frame by frame HDR. And we're just going to set that to HDR 10. So what this does is, instead of having it as a frame by frame, the JVC is trying to read the processing of the HDR on a frame by frame basis. That is actually going to slow down everything on the projector. So with gaming, you want to be the quickest, you want to have that competitive edge. You need to turn off the frame by frame adapt for HDR and leave it at a static setting. The next thing is, we can go to more settings here. This is just more of the image processing with the dynamic control. We're going to turn that off as well. We do have this in high lamp mode. Everything else looks good there. For today, we're not going to go too much further into that. We'll hit the back button on the remote. Color profile, we can just leave all that to auto. Color management, we're going to leave that, not get in that today. Color temperature, same thing. We'll leave that on 6500 Kelvin for the color correction. We'll leave it on HDR 10 for the color temp. Tone mapping, we'll leave that at auto as well. HDR processing, as you can see, it's grayed out. It's not going to let me change that. It's at a static setting. The E shift, we have turned back on. Low latency mode, we're going to turn this on. Okay. And we're going to turn motion enhance off. So now, in this low latency mode with JVC and the HDR at a static setting, this is what's going to give you under 25 millisecond latency with 4K 120 frames, under 25 milliseconds with 4K 60 frames, 1080p. The big kicker is whenever you play 8K 60 frames a second, the latency dips down to a single digit 9 milliseconds, which is pretty incredible. Under 30, it's kind of undistinguishable already, but especially when you start dipping into the single digits. And we're just going to go ahead and do a step further here. So if you go into the PlayStation settings, you'll want to go to the screen and video. And this will be different on the Xbox, but you'll want to adjust the HDR. You'll want to pump this all the way down to where it says darker. You can't go anymore. And then you'll want to hit brighter on 15 steps. And I think I'm being washed out here. So I'm going to adjust the ISO on the camera so you can see this. So you'll want to bring that all the way down to darker, and you'll want to go up 15 steps. So you'll click up, brighter 15 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. Same thing here. You'll go all the way down to darker to where you can't anymore. We'll do 15 stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And lastly, we'll go all the way up to brighter and go 15 stops down on darker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. All right, now that we have everything set up, we'll get into Fortnite so I can embarrass myself. All right, as you can see up at the very top there, I'll try to zoom in real quick before the game gets started, but we are running at 120 frames. So I'll zoom back out. And everything feels super snappy. I mean, it's going to be a little different than playing on a monitor, gaming monitor at first, than, playing on a 150-inch screen. And I haven't played in months, so this should be pretty interesting. Let's get into it right now, quick. But man, everything just feels so snappy. I've never experienced this with a projector. I mean, it's just super reactive. Everything that you're doing, even the smallest movements, it's catching it. You're not having to feel like you're overcompensating to move. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments down below on what you would like to know about the JVC projectors. We do have these in stock and shipping nationwide, so feel free to reach out at dreammediaav.com. Again, this is Kellen with Dreamedia Home Theater. We'll catch you in the next one.